Have you ever just walked into a room and felt the whole energy shift, almost instantly? People suddenly stop talking. They avoid your gaze. And something just feels off. You feel completely normal, maybe even friendly. But for them, it's clear something else is going on. And that's because intimidation, it doesn't always come from what you say. So often, it comes from these subtle signals that you don't even realize you're sending out. Now, as we go through this, I want you to pay close attention to sign number 4. It is by far the most common way people trigger discomfort without ever saying a single word. So let's dive in. Here are 7 psychological signs that your presence intimidates others. Okay, first up, expansive posture. This is all about how much space you take up, completely without thinking. Your chest is open, hands are on your hips, maybe you're leaning back comfortably. To you, it just feels natural. But to other people, it signals control. Jessica Tracy, a researcher at the University of British Columbia, she actually calls this an expansive postural display. It's basically a nonverbal signal we use subconsciously to project dominance. Imagine this. You're standing in a doorway talking to a colleague with your hands on your hips. You're just relaxed. But your elbows, they're forming a physical barrier. To them, it can feel like they're blocked or trapped, even defensive. You weren't trying to dominate the space at all, but your body, it already did. Sign number 2 is sustained eye gaze. Now, we all know eye contact is crucial for building connection, but hold it for too long and the meaning completely changes. So Ronald E. Riggio, writing for Psychology Today, he points out that a sustained, direct gaze is a primary dominant signal. It can actually trigger a fight or flight reaction in the person who's receiving it. Think about it. A friend is telling you a story and you keep your eyes locked on theirs because you're genuinely listening, but you're not breaking your gaze in the natural way that conversations flow, and suddenly they start stuttering or repeating themselves. Your gaze felt like you were listening, but to them it felt like they were being examined. All right, sign number 3 is facial tilting. It's amazing, but even a tiny shift in your head angle can change how your entire face is read by someone else. The Journal of Experimental Social Psychology found that tilting your face up or down increases what's called your facial width to height ratio. And this feature is psychologically linked to dominance and even perceived aggression. So let's say you're really focused on a speaker and you tilt your head down just slightly. Your expression is totally neutral, but that angle makes your face appear wider, a little more formidable. The person across from you might feel this low-level threat that they just can't quite explain. You weren't doing anything at all. Your geometry did it for you. Now, if you're recognizing yourself in any of these signs so far, listen, that is not a flaw. It just means you carry a kind of presence that most people never, ever develop. And hey, if you're finding this useful, go ahead and subscribe and turn on those notifications, because sign 4 is where this gets really, really interesting. This next one is the most important sign we'll talk about. And it's the one that people violate most often, completely by accident. We're talking about the invasion of personal space. The anthropologist Edward T. Hall was the one who identified what he called proxemic zones, these invisible personal boundaries that we all have. So your personal zone sits at about 1.5 to 4 feet away from you. If you cross that line without an invitation, the other person's body responds immediately. Let's say you step a little closer to ask someone a quick question, just a bit closer than normal. You'll probably see them take a tiny step back or maybe cross their arms. Their body is automatically defending its territory. You didn't say a single intimidating word. Their nervous system already responded. All right, on to sign 5, dominant gait. The way you walk sends powerful signals long before you ever open your mouth. A study in the journal Scientific Reports actually identified 2 key features of an intimidating walk. The first is swagger, which is how far your shoulders extend from your chest. And the second is sway, how much your torso moves side to side. Together, they communicate a sense of territorial ownership. So you could just be walking down a hallway, focused, moving at your normal pace, but you might notice people shifting slightly against the walls as you pass. It's not because you asked them to, but because your movement reads as commanding. You weren't performing anything. That's just how you move. Sign number 6 is something called emotional distance. See, when your emotions aren't easy for other people to read, they start guessing. And when people have to guess, they almost always get uncomfortable. Psychology Today explains that people who have, zero need for small talk, who stay really calm and unreadable in social settings, are often perceived as withholding something. And that impression alone can trigger an internal alarm in others. Imagine everyone's joking around at lunch. You just stay quiet. You're not judging, you're just thinking. But they start choosing their words more carefully. They start wondering what you're thinking about them. Your silence wasn't meant as a weapon, but to them, it felt like one. And finally, our seventh sign, status signifiers. Because you know what? Sometimes intimidation has nothing to do with your behavior at all. It's about what you represent. Management professor Mark Bellino notes that subtle reminders of power differentials can make others anxious. Our brains are just hardwired to detect social hierarchy automatically through things like job titles, clothing, our physical surroundings. Here's a classic example. You're sitting behind a big desk while someone else sits across from you in a smaller chair. You could be calm, warm, totally approachable, but the desk itself creates a silent hierarchy. They might forget their words or hold back their honest thoughts. You didn't set up the room to intimidate anyone, but the room did it for you. So, what does all of this mean for you? Well, it means that your presence is always communicating something. Always. Even when you say absolutely nothing. And for some people, that silence, that posture, that gaze, it can feel like pressure. Not because you're trying to intimidate them, but because they are reacting to the power they see in you. But here's the key. Once you understand the signals your presence sends out, you get to choose. You can choose when to use them and when to soften them. And that's not intimidation. That's control. So I'm curious, which of these signs do you notice most in yourself? Let us know. Drop it in the comments below.